Right back. So this ended up being a really good month for Wunuwupu, for a lot of us as Nuwapians. And why do I say that? Well, number one, I was very pleased to see Nuwapians featured in the 46th annual African American Day Parade a couple of weekends ago. That was phenomenal to see Nuwapians in full display, demonstrating to the world Nuwapu or Wunuwupu as a culture. It was a beautiful event to watch. All the pictures and video, all the photos all over social media. I was very enthused to see this, to see that Nuwapu as a whole is very much alive. Also, what really made this a great month for Nuwapians worldwide is that the message came down that the Nuwapian Freemasonic lodges worldwide was ordered shut down by the Sacred Master, and that the Palmajeyu, which was supposed to be the security force for the Nuwapian nation, was shut down. Ever since the lights of the lodge was cut on back in the year 2000 AD, we've seen nothing but chaos. Nothing good has happened within the Nuwapian nation since the lights of the Freemasonic Lodge in Nuwapu was cut on. And that is because a lot of people that had extremely ill intentions for Nuwapu infiltrated in and out there posing as Nuwapians to this day and trying to pull people into the blinding light of their brand of Freemasonry. And they are going to be the downfall for a lot of Nuwapians that are that will continue to be blinded by the light and follow these niggas. Because if the master teacher tells you to shut the Freemasonic Lodge down, that means leave it alone. Leave it alone. But, a lot of brothers and sisters out there, like I said, they've been blinded by the light and they're not going to listen. Master teacher said that we was walking across the desert, across the hot burning sands, and he said that it's about to get hot, like high noon. He said, as we walk across this desert, the oases are far and few in between. He said that if you fall behind, we can't look back. And if you fall off, he said, you're gone forever, lost in the blinding light, never to return. And then he said that it was better to stay a little bit ahead of the sun. And I had a lot of deep meaning. But a lot of Nuwapians from the year 2000 till now, which is 2015, September 2015, have been blinded by the light of the illusions of this world, the white light of this world, and fallen off. And they'll never be back. And a lot of Nuwapians will continue to be blinded by the light. You watch out for them brothers. Just continue to talk about Freemasonry and represent Freemasonry on one level or another. Why are you still messing with Freemasonry when we have the ancient Egyptian order? We have Nuwapu. Why you keep messing with Freemasonry? What can you give us with your little 3 degrees in Freemasonry when I was only 1 degree in the ancient Egyptian order that we've already walked through? But some people have to stay trapped behind the 9 ball, which is the orb in the square or the circle in the square. So to them be their judgment, to us be ours. Well, a lot of people don't realize that the master teacher said years ago that for those of us that didn't break the spell, will be handed over to the Luciferians. And very shortly after that, the Freemasonic Lodge opened. What was the book Luciferian Conspiracy all about? It was all about Freemasonry and what was at the top of that pyramid, which was Lucifer, the light bearer. The Luciferian Conspiracy. And how so many Nuwapians were so fast to jump off into the Freemasonry that they done been blinded by light, lost their soul, handed over to the Luciferians. And now a lot of Nuwapians are right back in the belly of the harlot. New York City, the belly of the beast, the bottomless pit itself. They're being handed over to the Luciferians, and they don't even know it. The only way not to be handed over to the Luciferians is by breaking the spell of Leviathan or Aman, the spell of religion. How many people is out there proclaiming to be Nuwapians, but you falling for the okie doke? You're being handed over to the Luciferians and you don't even realize it. North of the Mason-Dixon line does not mean moving to New York. It does not mean moving to the city of Philadelphia. It does not mean moving to Chicago. It does not mean moving to Washington, D.C. Why is it when the order was given to move north of the Mason-Dixon line, why is it that people didn't decide to go and move into a rural environment more north of the Mason-Dixon line? Why didn't Nuwapians move back upstate in New York, back to the Catskills? Why was the move to New York? I'm going to tell you why. Because people are followers. Now, everybody that moved north of the Mason-Dixon line did not move to New York. They understood this. They didn't move to Boston. They didn't move to these big cities of light. They didn't want to bring their family into that garbage. And there's nothing wrong with Nuwapians showing up in force to a parade in New York City or anywhere else in the world where culture can be put on display. But you can't get sidetracked by garbage like the sovereignty garbage or, all the garbage that's out there that will undermine everything that we as Nuwapians have been working for. There's nothing wrong with seeking sovereignty, but understand that that's a process. We're not sovereign if we're not free. How are you going to run around and say you're sovereign, but the master teacher's locked up? How are you going to walk around saying you're sovereign, but we don't have our own country? We don't have our own land where we're making up all the rules. So how are we sovereign? Until we have our own stuff fully, our own culture, our own dress, our own foods, our own language, on our own land, where there's no dispute, where we make all the rules ourselves, then how are we as a people sovereign? With the master teacher locked up, how are you sovereign? Well, explain that. Sovereignty is a process that we have to work towards. That's going to take time. And it's something that must be taught. We must teach our children to seek sovereignty. To one day, we want to be our own sovereign nation of Wunuwupu, of Nuwapians, so that we could teach that to your children, so they could teach it to their children and their children's children. Because that's a process that one day we want to work towards. But to run out there and claim that you're sovereign and act like this universe is not governed, this physical world is not governed by rules that we have to abide by. And think that you can go out there and press up your own license plate and have your own rules and your own this and your own that and just bypass the rules that are already set in place. It don't work that way. We dropped down here to the planet. We descended down here to the planet Earth as a school of discipline. This is a hell for us. This is something where we were supposed to learn to become one with the creator of the boundless universes again. So it's not going to be that easy to just proclaim something and it's so. No, there's we put ourselves in this position and we have to think our way out of this situation. Not by just proclaiming something and sounding heavy and sounding deep, but it does nothing for the freedom of the master teacher, nothing for us as a nation of people. So a lot of Nuwapians have been handed over to the Luciferians. And you're going to see what I'm talking about as the next weeks and months and years start to go by. You're going to start to see how these Nuwapians just running into these big cities of light, just running into Freemasonry when the master teacher says shut it down. These people that exchanging Robert's rules for, or you exchanging the Black Book for Robert's rules. You exchanging AEO for Freemasonry. That's my time for right now, y'all. Udawu. Till the next one.